Well, another Indian company has come under the scanner for substandard drugs. The Nigerian drug regulator, the Nigerian National Food and Drug Administration, has indicated that the Mumbai-based Synecare's paracetamol drug Paraclear Suspension 125 is said to contain the toxic substance ethylene glycol. The product failed toxicity tests with deaths of 5 lab animals recorded. No human fatalities were associated with this event. Synecare's paracetamol joins the list of other Indian companies whose drugs were said to contain these toxic substances, from Made in Pharma's cough syrups being allegedly linked to the death of over 65 children in Gambia, while Marion Biotech's cough syrup was linked to the alleged death of 18 children in Uzbekistan, to WHO issuing an alert on a cough syrup manufactured by Punjab-based QP Pharmachem and marketed by Haryana-based Trillium Pharma. The Indian government has refuted allegations on Made in Pharma. Instances of contamination with ethylene glycol and DEG or diethylene glycol have been widespread recently. As of Jan 2023, it was linked to at least 7 countries and associated with more than 300 fatalities in 3 of these countries in just a few months. And while India might have a number of companies who have been caught in the crossfire due to its large presence in the pharmaceutical industry, it is not just Indian companies linked to supplying drugs laced with these toxic substances. For example, an alert was issued last year for Indonesian-made syrups that are likely to have poisoned more than 200 children in the country, while Cameroon's health regulator was investigating the death of 6 children linked to a cough syrup which was allegedly manufactured by China's Franken Group. The reason the issue is so widespread and difficult to identify, experts say, is because of contamination in the supply chains that are obscure and difficult to track. Pharmaceutical manufacturers generally obtain inputs from external suppliers, and most often than not goes untested, especially by the lower quality pharma companies. Now, one of the theories is also because the prices of the generally used safe input, propylene glycol, spiked in 2021. It was substituted by some corrupt parties with toxic alternatives such as ethylene glycol and diethylene glycol, and some pharma companies too switched from pharma to chemical suppliers. For example, Indonesian authorities had pointed out a possible reason for contamination was a local trader selling the industrial grade inputs as pharma grade. The fear is that there could be more incidents, as one cannot track how much of the supply chain is infiltrated when it comes to both the inputs stored at warehouses to the finished products distributed as well. However, government and agencies are becoming more proactive. The WHO has urged all countries to step up surveillance and offered support to those that lack resources. The US drug regulator too has issued a guidance on testing high-risk drug components. An example of this proactiveness was the latest case with Synecare, where the oral painkiller paracetamol was tested by Nigeria on behalf of Liberia. India too has been turning the screws. The government has cancelled licenses of 18 pharma companies allegedly manufacturing spurious drugs to testing of cough syrups at government labs before exporting, and in some instances asked companies to stop procuring inputs from certain companies that supplied to the companies linked to recent incidents.